that all of the other kinds of hunger that you could possibly have, you could postpone them, you could change your course in how you reach them, or you could say, I don't need this. Hunger is the only one that is for food that cannot be postponed, especially for children. And children do not have that freedom to choose. They are growing and they need to eat. So here's a few slides that I have put together for everybody to give an idea of what we do. So Akshaya Patra is about feeding children. We started 2002, where we started feeding 1,500 children around the ISKCON temple in Bangalore. Our founders are priests, also civil engineers from IIT, and they started feeding children because they had the means to do that. And the need started growing. People said, we need this food, the children are doing well in school, please send more. And it came to a point where we could not possibly physically feed that many meals. So we developed equipment that could produce mass numbers of meals. And very quickly, we found that if you keep sending the same food, the children will return it, no matter how hungry they are. So we realized that feeding children is not charity. It's their right to eat. And when you say it's somebody's right to eat, you do it well. And you do it the way that children should eat. So to give you a rough idea, in the last 10 years, there are more hungry children in India than ever before. The next slide, please. 3,000 children die of hunger every single day in India. That's every day. And it should not be the case. We are a country of tremendous affluence. We are a country of extremely intelligent, resourceful people. And here's what we do on our share to change that. Next. So Akshaya Patra currently feeds 1.75 million children in 14,250 schools in 12 states in India every single day. We have 38 kitchens, centralized kitchens, that can cook anywhere between 10,000 to 250,000 meals, as you saw in the video. And they transport the food to the classrooms, in the place where children are learning. That is their environment, not on the street, somewhere in a temple. This is in school, where they're supposed to learn, they're supposed to focus in class, and they should be able to get a hot, healthy meal. Next. So, to run the 38 kitchens in the 12 states, we have an organization of 6,000 employees, out of which 30% are women. The women are local, they are living in the nearby areas around the kitchens, and their children are the ones who are eating the food in the schools. So there is a direct correlation between the quality of the food, because the mothers know, and the parents know, and the fathers know, who are transporting the food to their children, that this is something that they do with their heart, not just as employees and paid employees, but they do it out of being great parents that want their children to do better. Next, please. So here's a video of our kitchens, and let's start the video. Our kitchens operate between 12 about midnight to about 7 a.m. It starts with furnaces. Vegetables are chopped pretty much like we do at home. They're triple washed. The runoff of the water after washing the vegetables goes to wash our vehicles. So we use and reuse a lot of things. So we have vegetable chopping machines. Everything is done mechanized. And the time from cooking to the child eating is about 6 hours. So cooking to consumption time has to be the shortest possible so that the food reaches the child and it is at 65 degrees and it is hot. So that's the atta that we have mixed. It's 75 kilos at a time. The machines are die-cut machines that evolved from a papad making machine from a Sikh from Haryana, and so these are rotis that fluff up. We found that the right technology to make sure that they are cooked 60,000 chapatis in 1 hour. The cuisine in the north is roti-based. The cuisine in the south is rice-based. And chef will tell us how hundreds of recipes we have, how he has helped develop all these recipes. This is dal and rice. So pretty much the food that you're going to eat tonight is the food that Akshaya Patra's children eat. It's not a single item, we have 3 items. Yes. And I can assure you that with due respect to the caterer, the food will be extremely well tasting when you go and visit the kitchen and eat the food in the kitchen. So these are the containers that provide all the hot meals. These are, children call this khane wali gadi. And they love to see that from the classroom window when the vans come and they can smell the food as it is getting served. And these are insulated containers, so the food is hard. So this eating with children, when they all sit together and they all... There is a communal, a social bonding that happens when all the children from around come together and eat the same food. And that we see in a lot of schools, in the government schools. Thank you. So what are we here for? We can go through the process. We can go through what we want to do for children in India. But I think there is one thing that there's a thread that runs through all of us and puts us into this room to share one feeling. And I love to say this, is that in Ayurveda, and we talked about hunger a few minutes ago, when we get hungry every 3 hours, 4 hours, it's natural and you can't avoid it. If you don't feel hungry, you get worried, am I falling sick? So it's normal. And that is called Prakriti, that's nature. It's normal, that's how the world runs, it's a cycle. And we don't eat, or we eat too much, and we eat food that's not right for us. It's called Vikruti. We eat too much, we are already full and we keep eating. That's Vikruti. And when we put aside a little bit of food for somebody else and share that, knowing we have enough, it's called Sanskriti. And that is the thread that runs in every single event, every single place that comes together in a room like this, shares stories, goes and visits kitchens, and says, I want to do something for the children in India. So I'm here to ask everybody to do their share, whatever you can. I'll be happy to answer questions afterwards. But next, it's a great honor to bring with me from India somebody who has been in our kitchens, has been cooking with us, has been there on television with that evergreen smile, and not in a very, not as a teacher, but more as a friend who's been there in our homes on television saying, let's do this, let's do something different, let's create something, let's make food more than what it is. Make food a celebration. And I'm talking about, of course, Chef Sanjeev Kapoor. He's a dear friend. And so is his wife, Aliona. Both of them are touring all of US through 8, 9 different cities, one event every single day, just for Akshaya Patra. They don't have any other event. And knowing how busy, how he has some, should I tell you the whole list of things? You can Wikipedia it, it's exhausting to even read that, but he's an extremely successful restaurateur, an extremely successful chef, as we all know, owns 75 restaurants all over the world, has a kitchen appliance line, cookware line, has a TV channel, and gives unlimited time for Akshaya Patra. So I would like to welcome him, and please welcome Master Chef Padma Shri Sanjeev Kapoor.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Vandana. That was fantastic, amazing. हमें तो माइक पकड़ा देते हैं और हम बात करना शुरू कर देते हैं. Okay, I have to say a prayer first. आप सबको संजीव कपूर का प्यार भरा नमस्कार. So that's what I have been doing for all these years. Thank you for joining us here, and thank you for having us here. And I must say that this is my first visit to Phoenix. I've been to Phoenix airport a few times because it being a hub, but this is the first time I'm coming into Phoenix. So thank you, Akshaya Patra, for that. So while Vandana may say that I may not have any other agenda but Akshaya Patra, no, I have the agenda of meeting all these lovely, generous people who have come here. So thank you, Akshaya Patra, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. When I came in, somebody asked me that she wanted to interview me, and that interview did not get over because she said, time ho gaya, aap aa jaiye. So she asked me a question. I said, okay, what I will do is I'll answer this question on stage. So let me tell you what she asked me. She asked me that you last year before that you had gone to UAE, to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and it was, you would cook for our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. How was that experience? Since it's a long story, I thought that I will share that with you on stage, and there's a purpose that I want to share this story, and she asking me that question is the excuse, I must admit. So I was invited by the rulers of UAE to cook for our Prime Minister because he was coming there, he being vegetarian. They didn't know that what he would like, what he would not like. So mujhe bulaya gaya. I went there, and since I knew that he was a vegetarian, we planned the whole meal, which is a vegetarian meal. And we were to cook one dinner, which was for 12 people. So it was one dinner, 12 people, with our Prime Minister, rulers, other important ministers, only 12 people, out of which our Prime Minister and 4 others were vegetarian, rest were non-vegetarian. So we had planned, we had done everything, done our research, we knew what we were doing, and this is 12 people, and our team from India, we were 5 of us, and we had the whole kitchen of Emirate Palace Hotel, which is one of the world's largest hotel, and the team there itself is about 1,200 people. So that was the power that we had to cook for 12 people, right? And we started cooking, and we were almost done. Dinner was at around 7:15, 7:30, and PM was to arrive at around 4:35. He arrived in the hotel. And the High Commissioner there, he said, oh, he's come in. Let's ask if he needs anything. So we go to his room and ask his aides that, what does he want to eat? He said, no. PM is not going to eat anything. He's fasting. Oops. He's fasting. We have so many things that are planned there, and he's fasting. And then I said, but fasting people eat food for fasting, right? In India, fast and feast is interchangeable, right? So I thought, okay, let's look at something. So yeah, if you have something for which is good in fast, maybe he can eat. Okay, fine. And suddenly I run down into the kitchen. I talk to my team, and we start looking at. And now we are not in our country. We are not in our place. We are in third place. We don't know nothing. I am going through cold rooms, store rooms. What is there? Acha, ye hai, sabudana hai. You have this. You have this. Whatever we could find at that time. Okay, go get this. We have hardly any time because the dinner was not in that hotel. Dinner was in some other hotel. We were cooking because security issues and all of that. And we had to transport the food to some other hotel. And we had planned that we would start moving out at 6 o'clock. So now we had little less than an hour to change everything. Anyway, we decided quickly, we changed. And suddenly I get another call. We have somebody who does not eat any dairy. Okay, fine. We have. I said, okay, dairy means milk. No cream, no ghee, no butter. Okay, fine. But did they find these things today just now? They would have always known, right? They should have told, it would have been so much easier. But no, okay, fine. So we start looking at that. Another 10 minutes, and this is happening just at the time, just before dinner. And we've been there one day before that, right? We get another request that, there's one person who is allergic to gluten. Okay, now give me anything, I'll cook for whatever you want. So we planned for that, and suddenly I get another message, and that message is, PM knows that you are here. He says, no, tell him that I will eat. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is getting better and better and better. This is exciting because now he wants to eat, and I'm also excited that he's eating. And as now it's about 15 minutes to leave, and we're almost there. We know what we are doing. Another bombshell comes. Rest of the table, everyone, in honor of our PM, would eat vegetarian food. See, when you are doing things with precision, you are planning everything. Last tea, that okay, this will go like this garnish would be like this, plate would be plated like this. You are doing everything, and suddenly, imagine this is only, what are we talking? We're only talking 12 people, right? But for 12 people, there can be so much pressure. But at the end of it, we did everything. Everyone loved the food. I post dinner, I met with him. Fortunately, the way it was, the table is right in front, and there was an open kitchen, so he knew that I was there, and we met, and so he called me. I got all my team, and we met. And first thing he looks at me, सबको खिलाते रहे तो खुद नहीं खाते हो? मैं कहा नहीं सर, मैं बहुत खाता हूँ और बहुत खिलाता हूँ, सब कुछ करता हूँ. But anyway, so all that was done. Now, there's a reason why I'm sharing this story today. September happens to be National Nutrition Week in India. Okay? 1st to 8th September. And today, about 3 hours from now, there is, our Prime Minister has this radio talk, Man Ki Baat. So today there is Man Ki Baat. So one Sunday he picks in every month, and there is a dialogue and which he talks about. And today is very special because this is the Nutrition Week. And as part of Nutrition Week, we are hoping that 3 hours from now, our Prime Minister will talk about nutrition. Our PM will talk about Akshaya Patra. Now that is a hope. And hope is something which I believe in a lot. I don't know whether he'll speak or not. I have not prepared his speech. I don't know. But I think the power of hope is such. Now, remember I said this 3 hours before he started speaking. I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I hope that he talks about nutrition, he talks about Akshaya Patra, so that all of us and many more all across the world are enabled in a much better, bigger way to make sure that we feed our kids in India, and this power becomes much bigger. While Akshaya Patra feeds 1.75 million kids a day, every day. Now that's a large number. Million, हमारे यहाँ में तो 1 मिलियन 10 लाख, ये तो मतलब 17.5 लाख लोग हर रोज खाना बनाना. But you know what? This is a very large number, but in whole scheme of things, this is very small number. Total जो बच्चे जिनको खाना मिलना चाहिए, जिनकी ज़रूरत है, जो स्कूल में जाते हैं, that number is 120 million kids. So what we are currently at Akshaya Patra feeding is only about 1.5% of that. There's a big number that we have to go through. But let me tell you that just to feed 1.75, which is just 1.5% of the total need, we struggle. Every day, we are not sure whether next month these kids can be fed or not. Because we have to depend on raising lots of money. We have to do this while Vanda says that I'm doing this, I'm giving so much of time. But I think even if there were 1,000 Sanjeev Kapoors were there and doing this, if they were doing this 365 days in a year, we would still not be able to fulfill this need. So my earnest request to you is that let's pray that in next 3 hours, our PM speaks about nutrition, speaks about feeding food in a bigger, better way, which is the midday meal program. And I am hopeful, I am sure that my belief would come true. And if that does, and I am saying this that since I always love to believe that if there's something that I ask and I get, then I should give more. So here's the commitment that whatever I would have done in this year for Akshaya Patra, I will do double next year for Akshaya Patra. This is what I will do. So here tonight, I'm sure that you'll all have a good time, and in that good time, let's create better time for many more kids back home in India. And what I would say is that by coming here, just by being here, you have shown your support. And some of you, most of you probably have been associated and have been supporting Akshaya Patra for a long time. And I know a few of the names, Dr. Jagdish, your name has been coming right from the day we landed here, when we said, okay, Phoenix, that was the first name that came in. So thank you for all these work that you and your team and what you've been propagating. Thank you for that. So I'm saying this, that in whole scheme of things, wherever I've been, so last year we were in Boston, San Francisco, LA, and this year also we'll be doing many cities. And when we talked about Phoenix, you know what people said, that Phoenix mein karte the, phir itna nahi hua. I said, why is that? Let's change that. And I think today is our chance to change. Let's change things. I come from a very small place, and I believe the power that we have is not from the place. Why should people in places like New York or LA or San Francisco should get this privilege of saying that, oh, we did this? I think let's change the narrative. Let's change that this year it was Phoenix that stood out. And in Phoenix, this room full of generous people changed that. They changed the way Akshaya Patra looked at this country's donors. That's my hope, and I'm hoping this hope will also come true. So with that, I want to say that, Vandana, what would you say that, how do we raise some funds here? What should we do?
Selfies.
Selfies, oh, okay. Okay, so Vandana is willing to take selfies? No? Okay. No, so, okay, let me give you some perspective here, and why do we do this. You read that it only takes $20 to feed one child for 1 full year. And that's phenomenal. It's one of the most efficient, like you said, it's one of the most efficient NGOs. Every dollar, every cent that you give, minimal. Because you have people like Vandana, she has put all her life, for last 5 years at least, no, more than that now, into Akshaya Patra, and without a fee. And there are many more people like that. Actually, not just that, she also donated a big kitchen, Nagpur kitchen, last year, over $1 million. So let's give it a big round of applause for Vandana. It's not only the work, she also contributes through money. So well done. And so we need more people who can look at giving much more. And again, I'm hoping that we'll get there. And there's no number which is small or big. It is what we feel. And sometimes the start is the biggest number. However small it is, but that start is something that we would like. And continuity also is something that we appreciate. So let's look at